Welcome back to Let's Learn Dirt Rally. Last time we learned a bit about Rallycross and some questionable game balancing decisions. But today's lesson is on night driving and turbo lag. The car for this update is a new one in the 80s bracket, the Renault 5 Turbo. The 80s bracket in general has cars that control a bit better, but they also have turbos, and with that comes turbo lag. Anyway, driving at night can look intimidating, especially if you knock all your headlights out. Even if you know the layout like the back of your hand, it can be easy to forget that the lack of sunlight doesn't actually change the lay of the road. Of course, that applies to other players too, which means that community events at night are easy pickings if you want a way to the top tier rewards. Generally, you should be fine so long as you stay confident in your judgment and take it easy. This first section is mostly uphill, and most of the time you lose at the start is going to be from letting go of the accelerator for too long, as you don't get many opportunities to speed up until the road angles down for the rest of the stage. I've personally gained multiple seconds just from learning to be a bit more aggressive at the start, so it definitely helps. Like I've said before, driving downwards can be a huge problem. I find that a good way to take the hairpins here is to get the car already angled all the way towards the exit before entering. Since the road is angled so steeply downwards, there's not many reliable options for getting oversteer while you're already turning, so you have to get it out of the way beforehand. The Renault 5 Turbo is another new addition with the console update. It's a mid-engined hatchback, a design that would go on to be popular in Group B. The center of gravity is low like the Mini, so you can get away with pulling the handbrake for these hairpins. On the other hand, it's got a turbo, and that's something to keep in mind. The turbo, short for turbo supercharger, is powered by exhaust. The more gas coming out your tailpipe, the bigger the air coming into your engine. Every turbo car will have a boost gauge by the rev counter. When you're above zero, you have boost, below zero, and you don't. Again, like with the 1600s cars, it pays to pay attention to your revs and gear down if you're too low in the rev range. Another feature of turbos is that if you crash and you come to a dead stop, you're gonna stall. Let's say you don't get a restart and that you want to keep the run going. First you deploy the clutch and then you floor the accelerator. It'll take a while to get going, but eventually you will be able to get up to 5,000 RPM, at which point I suggest you let go of the clutch pedal so you can get yourself going. Of course, if you see a crash coming in, you can deploy the clutch early to prevent a stall from ever happening. Stalls are going to get more frequent, especially in hill climbers and Group B cars. So, if you're on a semi-auto transmission, you'll need to have clutch override activated from now on. Just don't forget to use it when the time comes. Compared to the other 80s cars, the Renault 5 Turbo is very easy to control. Maybe it's the fact that the engine's in the middle, or that it's just that much shorter, but both the Ford Sierra Cosworth and the BMW E30 M3 take a bit more effort in getting around corners. But again, this is a game of trade-offs. The Renault 5's got the least horsepower of the three, and although it's certainly fairly rounded for its time, it has no spoiler to speak of. Both of the stages in Greece are on fairly loose gravel, going up or down a cliffside road. The road gets looser the lower you go, and with it, the roadside camber changes. Look out for opportunities to cut corners, catching the inside front wheel on the rougher terrain outside the road, to help you sustain a drift when you need it. There's some turns that you have to watch out for though. A lot of the hairpins are deceptive, and the square left on the final split section has a really odd camber that's ended a good deal of runs. Trees aren't going to be much of a problem, since if you're hitting a tree, you're probably quite a ways down off the road. I'll be dropping out early this time, but I hope I gave you all a good look at some night riding. Like usual, the week's League event is the same locale with all 80s cars unlocked. I hope you'll enjoy it.
Into caution right 1 down. Into right 460. Caution keep right over crest. Into open hairpin left. Into right 6. Into left 2. Into turn left 2. To right 1 over crest. Into left 5. Left 6 through dip 80. Right 1 tightens post outside. Into crest. Into right 4. Into left 4. Caution left 6 into immediate turn square left, don't cut. Into left 4 long. Into right 6. Into right 1. Small crest. Into right 2. Into left 6. And right 3 over crest, jump. 80. Left 6 through dip, 80. Double caution right 5 over big jump. And left 5 long to finish.
Oh, and Ali G owned a Renault 5 GT Turbo. Hope that helps. Goodbye.